the Coronation War is over, or kind of. Prince Harry's given in, like you said. They've got to reach out to me, before I decide whether we're going or not. We're not going. Prince Harry is going. He's having to leave his wife, Meghan Markle, back at home with the kids. Apparently, I've got to stay with the kids. But there are reports that the reason he's going over there with no concessions, is just in the crowd, he won't be on the balcony, and she's behind. Apparently, I don't know if it's true, but the Tom Bowers is royal correspondent close to the Sussexes, says that it's probably because Kate, the heir to the throne's wife, she said no.
Well,
not that woman.
It's not just Kate who potentially might have said no. The British public don't want to see Meghan there. After what happened with the Queen, who everyone, or the majority of the UK love, Meghan is going to struggle coming back to a public role in the UK in general. And so it was inevitable that she'd be left at home. It was either going to be no Meghan and no Harry, or just Harry on his own. Meghan could not come to this coronation without it becoming about Meghan, and the whole coronation discussion would revolve around her, and the King doesn't want that. I mean, he might not be the brightest button in the world, but he's not stupid, and he knows that Meghan would be a walking disaster, so he's done the right thing.
It's so strange, isn't it, that how this coronation of a king has been overshadowed by whether or not a backstabbing, social climbing, former actress, B-grade actress from New York, from America, is going to be there or not.
The idea that Kate, said, I will not participate if she's there. If that's true, she's done her father-in-law a great service. But it doesn't sound like Kate. It sounds more like something Meghan would say. So I'm not so sure about this story.
You think she's a source is... You're right, because Tom Bowers is... I think he's closer to the Sussexes.
I think
so
you're right.
You think that she might be throwing shade on the woman that she hates?
I think this is a boss
that
move
wouldn't
from Meghan.
share her lipstick without making a grimace.
Absolutely. And
it was the Princess of Wales what done it.
They've got nothing going for them except for drama, and this is the best possible scenario for the Sussexes because they've got Harry at the coronation, they've got Meghan back in the US. It's twice the publicity. It continues the drama.
So here's the fizz with the camera and the secret microphone.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, listen, I got to just quickly. I'm really shocked by the race politics in this country, and there's really been some toxic examples. I discussed some of this with Warren Mundine. But here's an example of how it's already affecting millions of Victorians. Victoria Police are saying it's insane, it's unworkable, that they no longer have public drunkenness laws. The Labor government's just knocked them out. As of November 7, police can't arrest drunks. They just have to hang around in case social workers come up and take the drunks to a drying out centre or actually just back to their home. Lucky wives having their drunk husbands brought home to them. Now, the only reason it seems to me this change has happened is that one woman who identifies as Aboriginal was arrested for being drunk, fell over, knocked her head in a police cell, died. Very tragic story. There was a coroner's inquest. Consequence, this has happened. I mean, that seems a bit crazy that a whole state changes because of that.
Well, that's because, as I said, we've got ideology and politics mixing together. And so in order for the state to say that they've done something about this tragic death, which in all fairness doesn't appear to be anyone's fault, it looks like it was an accident, then they can say, well, we've made these changes, therefore we don't have to talk about it anymore. But what's interesting about the discussion is we basically got drunkenness coming home from a pub or a party. They're not talking about that. You've got this drunkenness in areas and townships and remote communities where it's causing civil problems and it's making places unsafe. And the police now know they can't use the excuse of drunkenness to arrest people.
Yeah, it's actually reserve power, really, isn't it? When you've got someone who's dangerously drunk, they don't know police don't know what they're going to do with them. They want to be able to arrest them to get them out of harm's way.
You've got to love Victoria. I mean, you can get high on drugs in a government-funded injecting room, and now the government will drive you home when you get stark raving drunk. But there's two things about this, Andrew. Mass public drunkenness is the only way to explain Daniel Andrews' re-election. And if you want to sober up drunks, just put in front of their nose a copy of the Victorian financials. That'll sober them up real quick.
Well, I'm still struggling with the first words you just said. You've got to love Victoria. OK, if you insist. Alexandra Marshall and James McPherson, thank you both for your time. Really appreciate it.